跳，它会隔空跳，我不是一步爬上去，我是要像弹簧跳上去，
是
那目标很高的。
对，你不要看巨蟹座，他很保守，对不对？好爱家，对不对？事实上，他的性生活是变化很大。环境啊，或者是有一个偏好，比如说不要在家里。我觉得那是一种气氛的营造。
对，而且这个变化蛮是有星座的，
是有星座的。所以我就跟他女朋友讲说，是今天要不要一起去看星星？我是星座专家，
我现在是放大的嘞。
我们比较想要知道当事人的角度。好，你看都已经是适婚年期，对，然后有没有听到我们这样的亲密的战友？是，对，没想到庆祝是我女朋友有一个私讯，
没看过，
我说没看过。在想说，难得顺路我送你啊，我特别绕路送到他。他说，引导，对，还要再走一段啊，还要再走一段。因为他手机我们彼此有定位，对，我从这里放下他以后，他再走12分。
Snow is falling only lightly this morning. The murderer would have left tracks in the snow if he had jumped out the window.
巨蟹座是这样，我必须说，他把你看得越重要，他越要想清楚跟你的距离怎么样。我怎么会受伤吗？不是，因为巨蟹了解自己，他容易多疑，他不想要怀疑自己感恩的人，所以要保持距离。
第10名，越来越难了。
基本上在2023年呢，很容易遇到蛮不错的对象，但是他忙自己的，他很忙人际关系、赚钱，然后他为大家负责，在这种能量场之下，他就不小心错过了，帮了别人没有帮到自己。
有没有很未婚生子？
我看一下哦，
因为没有在比。会不会因为得了奖乐极，结果后来生了小孩？
对。金牛是有他的计划的，如果今天他突然生小孩，他虽然说对小孩他一定会放弃，但他会怨自己说为什么没有照自己的计划走，影响了周围的人。对，所以今年他绝对不会。
对，上1名啊，我跟你讲，这个后面都悲伤组的。
非常对，最后2名超烂的。
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the
他
truth.
对人际关系特别敏感，然后他也在上面学到了一些功课，甚至有点伤心。大部分的双子在这个经营状况下，他会觉得我要越挫越勇。今天我在人际关系上没有做好，就是我这个问题，那我一定要好好的面对我应该珍惜的那些人。断舍离之后，我更努力。在这个更努力的状况下，如果遇到一个还不错的，我就会觉得说，那我要不要先把他课上？那我过去的那位前任，为什么我不给他一个机会呢？
你是不是真的24个杰克？
So, the murderer must have exited through Madame Ibard's room. That's the right answer. ，That was easy.
如果是熟悉的人面前，那你也会有机会，就是遇得到对象，就是工作上或是你的生活圈。
我觉得容易遇到，但是双子的心态不太对，双子的心态很容易让别人觉得，我帮他做个局好了，对，就他理性嘛，那我们就用一个他喜欢的样子。可是这样时间久了，其实你会发现里面是有负债的，对，所以
I shouldn't leave until I have finished inspecting the crime scene. I shouldn't leave until I have finished inspecting the crime scene. This door communicates with compartment 204. The latch is open on this side. Expensive clothing, recently laundered.
年轻的时候，到中年轻的时候，哎，他又往冲猛送。
Last night, Monsieur Ratchet said he takes precautions as seen now what he meant. He knew he was in danger and wanted to be ready, yet it was no use to him. I will leave it here for the police. His phone was deliberately smashed. I'm sure I will find some interesting things inside. Did it belong to Ratchet? A handkerchief. There's a letter H embroidered on it.
As you see, the victim has been stabbed many times. Several alone would have been fatal.
Yes, I agree. An attack most savage.
I will, of course, prepare a complete report on my findings.
Thank you. The watch is broken. The hands are stopped at 1:15 a.m. One would expect that to be the time when the attack occurred. I wonder what could be in this photo. I wonder what could be in this. Written place on the back of a postcard. Someone with the initials A.W. Ratchet had an appointment he will never keep. Not very surprising. Not very surprising. Not very surprising. This dog to me. I shouldn't leave until I have finished inspecting the prize. I shouldn't leave until I have finished inspecting. The chain lock is broken. So Michelle told me that he broke the chain on the door to get into the room.
一开始选择相信，目的不是因为我有点蠢、有点笨就给人家骗，不是，他用来测试。在我测试来看一下，我全部付出了，那你是怎么回馈我？对啊，我现在相信你，我出门了，哎，我突然不小心忘记带东西回家看一看，看你是真的在家吗？还是你跟我家大家带你出去了？对。这种状况下，你说小男生能承受这种无形压力吗？是，对，成熟的男生他有他的想法，因为毕竟尤其像我们女生，他比较年轻嘛，所以就是他在想什么，人家也看在眼里。他就宠你爱你，但是呢，在某个程度，当我掌握了你的心，掌握你怎么想之后呢，你就要听我的。一定要结婚还是就是懂吧，对不对？
I shouldn't leave until I finished inspecting the plans.
就是感觉最重要，但是呢，在2023年，天蝎有机会订婚或结婚。因为他有可能，因为他开始放弃那些理性，要有一点恋爱脑。所以今天如果有个人成家，对，有个人愿意去包容你更多情绪，然后愿意看到你这些测验是，他知道你没安全感，而不是反感，说你这人怎么这样对我？然后这个人也相对比较成功，会比较有自信一点，是不是？对，就是有点课题分离啊。你的小的那些纠结，我看得出来，但是你可爱，而不是你就真的觉得我怎么样？对，在这种状况下，其实就会觉得哇，这种天才我好不容易遇到。
接触他喜欢自由这件事。
如果他不喜欢自己的另外一半的时候，他特别喜欢自由。这个每个人都是啊。不一定
接触是男人。
他在精神上，比如说我要知道他的行程，我要知道他现在在想什么，这种黏人，而不是说控制他的schedule。不知道哇，那个就是年纪比我大的人会想要管我，对吧？因为我怕人家黏我。不要太黏了。最后补充一句，天蝎要黏人，他要主动黏是超黏，但他不能被黏。
我们参考来看好了。这个我该开心还是？开心。
这个个性呢分两种，一种就是很浪漫，像恋爱脑那一种；另外一种就是很实际。但是为什么大家的双鱼都是两者兼备？就是我对外看起来就很浪漫，看谁都笑笑的，然后你说什么都好没什么。但是呢，他心里很实际，我要跟这个人在一起dating啊，或者是出去做什么 OK。但是如果我们但是我们未来要走下去的话，我们是不是吃东西差不多呢？不要饮食习惯、运动习惯、作息习惯都不一样，那对我来说很难相处，所以这就不实际。
我觉得这个女生哇，真的很漂亮，而且我看到她这个运动，对，她也喜欢户外啊，她喜欢跑来跑去啊，上山下海，从你开始交往的时候，我发现。他只喜欢这些东西，因为我喜欢。就比如说，如果我今天这个礼拜我们不见面，但这个礼拜我还是照正常，我还是去爬我的山，去下我的水，去运动。他会去了，他都反而他的生活是我他配合你，对，然后觉得你这样生活压力不了，你压力就大，对，
你是真正的他。
对，我不喜欢，我喜欢有自己有自己的事情 ，OK。
双鱼座看对象呢，通常为什么2023年秘密恋情，他就要爱上了，但是万一这个对方我还没有够了解，那我的习惯跟他的习惯不一样。 样，那慢慢磨合也没关系。但我未来的想法跟他未来的独立生活、经济能力想法不一样，那个就难办了。所以他就觉得啊，那我先低调一点，万一出什么被知道了怎么办？还有很大一个可能就是遇到名人，或者遇到不能公开的关系。而且我们有一个小小的那个惊喜，就是我们跟计划私底下聊的时候，
为你的美通常在即，Mama Care 羽绒白新色上市，买的送旅行收纳袋，加码月月抽精致好礼。
你知道。
127毫克和90分，3点配上8元8杯红酒的多款含量，非常合理的就是零水咖啡，非常合理。天天可可多酚，天天为自己加分，明治咖啡非常合理。
麦当劳继续海陆系列。护理是学习的第一步。天地合步，首创神经胶内置液黄速冻，巩固视神经网络，维持暗处视觉，帮助精彩有神。
Oh, that is not a good answer.
金球点，同学来了，马上播出金科生物美的造命大专栏。
你的眼睛表是另外设置不出，忙碌的生活就知道你眼睛疲劳，所以它被电乱肠道里。
I can't imagine Ratchet taking a sleeping pill if he feared for his life. My little grey cells did not let me down.
あなたにとって家はどんな場所ですか？最も心地の良い場所。では、家族。守るべき大切な存在感。一生一起守护你。YKKAP 日本顶级水密窗。
处理过后，见解能过关吗？
No, not good.
不卡关，规格双认证，调节血脂，改善肠胃，保白糖吸收，保健康大通关，节制。
My little grey cells did not let me down.
没人想练习，就考2分，可以先将这5点起6到了5分，运动和人性都加了。
I think I've seen everything I need at the moment. I'm counting on you to finish your analysis.
I'll have a more detailed report for you as soon as I can.
So, Poirot, did you find anything out?
It's a bit early for the handcuffs, my friend, even for Hercule Poirot. Do not worry, mon ami. I believe our culprit has no plans to strike again. Monsieur Ratchet was the target. Of that I am convinced. Tell me, Book, how did you spend last night?
This is a joke, I hope. Don't you trust your old friend?
My friend, calm yourself. I must hear your story in order to corroborate other accounts.
Naturally. Let me see. I went to my compartment after dinner. Dr. Constantine was already there. We talked about his career. He's a Cambridge man, you know. After university, he returned to his country and has done much good there. He was so interested in the Orient Express. I told him all the anecdotes I know. I'm not certain when we fell asleep, but it was very late.
Here is what I have found out. Monsieur Ratchet was stabbed many times. I also found threatening letters in his safe. He had a loaded gun under his pillow. So he was on guard, ready to defend himself. However, there was an empty glass with white residue at the bottom. I suspect a barbiturate. Perhaps he was forced to take it. In any case, I am certain he was unconscious, unable to defend himself. I also found several other items at the crime scene, possibly related to the murder. They must be investigated.
By all means, Poirot. As fast as you can.
I also found liquid for an electronic cigarette, but I could not find a vape. This might belong to the murder.
This criminal is an amateur.
I need a list of the passengers with their compartment numbers.
Pierre Michel will have it.
I must interview the rest of the passengers and the staff.
I'll be in the bar car if you need me. We are hours late. Soon I hope help will arrive.
是跟治疗的男女真的有性伴侣的感觉，对，灵肉合一的感觉。那好用呢，就是 sex 方面很合。
水瓶嘛，这个鱼跟在它瓶子里游。
对啊，我必须跟这双鱼座提前提醒一下，水瓶座是什么样的个性呢？一开始谈恋爱呢，哎呦，好认真哦，不错不错。一开始谈恋爱呢，就是两个人会打得很火热，非常快速。但是当水瓶真的对方是有感觉的时候，突然他会刹车。拉远距离，如果那个喜欢超过自己的对象，我会觉得，哎，他失控了，不行这个样子，然后就会先死定。
Monsieur Michel, I must ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
I will do everything I can to help.
First of all, tell me about yourself.
Very well. My name, as you know, is Pierre Michel. I am from Canada. I've been with the company for over 15 years.
Thank you. I do not think that's the right answer. Et voilà. Can you provide me with a listing of the passengers and their rooms, please?
Yes, certainly.
Are you a smoker?
Indeed.
Do you smoke e-cigarettes?
No. Tobacco only.
I would like to reconstruct with your help the events of last night. Monsieur Ratchet retired to bed. When?
Almost immediately after dinner, sir. Actually, before we left Belgrade.
Did anybody go into his compartment after that?
His valet, monsieur. Monsieur Masterman, and then his secretary, the young American gentleman, Monsieur McQueen.
And that is the last time you saw or heard of him?
No, monsieur. You forget that Monsieur Ratchet rang his bell around 12:40 a.m., soon after we had stopped. I knocked at the door, but he called out in French, "Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé." I then left to answer another bell that had just rung.
Where were you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my little seat at the end of the car, facing up the corridor.
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1 a.m. to speak about the snow with my colleague Jean in the bar car. I came back later, there was a call. I remember speaking to you.
Indeed, I remember. Carry on.
It was the American lady, Madame Hobart. She thought she saw a man in her compartment. Then around 1:50 a.m., I made the bed for Monsieur Ratchet's secretary, Monsieur McQueen. We had spent the evening talking with the English Captain Arbuthnot. At 2 a.m., I returned to my place and stayed there until dawn.
What is the last station where we stopped?
Vinkovsky.
Could someone have come on board?
Possibly. I was very busy. Owing to the weather, we were a few minutes late. We left at 12:10 a.m.
你现在看到的就是你的世界。没想到都是这样的，你看不到太低了，开高走低，对，你跟母羊在同一层，结果你掉下去。怎么说呢？就狮子在自己的世界里面，他在努力，前几年努力有了一点成绩之后呢，他会觉得我要把握这一切，而且他蛮辛苦的，经济上、工作上，他是其实越挫越勇，做了很多很有压力的事。这种状况下，一个人变成孤勇的战士之后，他会忽略旁边的人是支持他、保护他、爱护他，他觉得这一切都要我一个人努力。这时候控制欲变强了，旁边人会被逼走。
是做他的个性啊，
对。
有点公正。
其实一句话就太累了，放松一下，旁边还是有人听，跟你一起努力，然后心放柔软。人生呢，就是你要变强大，才能成为公主，但是呢，爱情要变柔软，才能得到爱。
听起来啊，这个白玉老师曾经在情感面上历经过很多的波折。所以其实一个老船长的心情
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
就是在情感路上，但是一定要有一个正确的正气正义的真的起码都是这样的，真心面对这段感情，两人相爱就在一起，又无法相爱。
Just under 40,000 capacity of doing so. Full house so far. Skin deserves to have that full house. That's a fit. Plays it wide too. He really fits one flag. Neil would go in there. So on to maybe Samuel wasn't where Neil was expecting. Yeah, or maybe being able to go to the
Think, Poirot, that is not a good answer.
Was expecting the whole thing that Samuel was running behind us. I think he decided to let us all as well. You know, he kind of go 100% with the 90 minutes of course. Eating that, he can't watch it, he can't watch it, be pessimistic, then he gets so like this. Samuel.
That was easy.
It's on the ball there, but that's a solid challenge to clean one down for Oscar de Marcos. Well, it's just gone out. Brilliant. We see Christie and Porto. The players warming up.
And you said lower version from the Colombian middle attention.
Played in the Savio. Did get the red hat up very nicely. So, Christie and Porto who returned to Girona this summer from Agatha. Williams there showing his skill. Gets the better of Eddie Garcia. And sitting on the ground. Eventually, Agatha makes the block. Superb challenge there. Even as well an international. It's those times from Eddie. This is a father. The ego keeps going. And they did eventually stop the ego from being more dangerous. So.
I believe I am addressing Monsieur Hector McQueen.
Guilty as charged.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, sorry. Just an expression. My father used to say it.
You must have had an interesting childhood. I am Hercule Poirot.
No need to be modest. You're a detective.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's secretary?
I am Mr. Ratchet's secretary. Just over a year. I mainly take care of translating certain texts for him. Mr. Ratchet only speaks English.
Prepare yourself for a shock. Your employer, Monsieur Ratchet, is dead.
So they got him after all.
What do you mean? You are assuming he was murdered?
I know he had enemies.
What can you tell me about Monsieur Ratchet?
He was American. He was an antiques dealer. I don't know much more. Mr. Ratchet never talked about himself or his life, but I think Ratchet wasn't his real name. And he left the United States to run away from something, or someone.
Yes?
He started getting letters, threatening letters.
Do you still have them?
I have one.
Did you know that Monsieur Ratchet had asked for my help?
Asked you? No, I didn't know.
He knew he was in danger. When did you last see him?
Last night around 10 o'clock, I should say.
Did you like your employer, Monsieur McQueen?
No, I did not. He was, I'm sure, a cruel and dangerous man.
Can you tell me your movements last night?
I went back to my compartment. I read a little. In Belgrade, I went out onto the platform to smoke, but it was cold. I quickly went back in. I then went to Mr. Ratchet's compartment to take some dictation for him. I left around 10 o'clock. I saw Captain Arbuthnot. We ended up chatting in my compartment. Then we went out on the platform to quickly stretch our legs at Vygovsky. He left around 2 o'clock.
Thank you. I will need to check Monsieur McQueen's story with Captain Arbuthnot. I found a diary in Monsieur Ratchet's safe. Did you know about it?
I kept a business appointment book, but I know he had a personal diary as well. That looks like it.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, I smoke cigarettes. I've tried to quit, but no luck.
Can you give me this letter, please?
Of course, here it is.
Very pensive mood. On the wall. Already picked up 34 points.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No, he hated the smell of smoke.
Also, at this stage in the season, have been named champions of the AXM Barcelona NB 13-14 campaign. They finished second. Okay. Do they have the right to dream? Yes, of course they do. And they deserve to dream, but it's early doors and early days, Orient. Listen, now I'm already under the pressure to qualify for Champions League because I think it's the reach, but we need the La Liga. This is new starts. Just reading the stats, no pressure actually. I'm sure they know the stuff, but they don't want to look at them. You don't play at the stuff. The fans can drink, the fans can look at them. The real reason I ask that is because ahead of this game tonight,
The train is completely trapped because of the avalanche. Hopefully not for too long.
Staying up is the main objective, he said. We'll see later on in the campaign if this is directing out. Yeah, but it makes sense that Girona not losing this game is very important because they're not betting now that they concentrate by winning, these are good. The gap will increase and that's huge because of course it's a level of Sadio, still up again, Belgrade. Opening up to then against the layer of Armand. He's got some space, but Martin doing well to cover his teammate. Just holds the play. Really mentioned his name a lot of times. Martin, but he's been there in the shadows and the partnership. Yeah, he's outshadowed by some players, but he's the absolute hero. He's a fantastic player, really good for that. Into the box, Agatha.
Good morning, madam. I am Hercule Poirot.
Caroline Hubbard. What can I do for you, Mr. Poirot?
I am the bearer of unfortunate news.
It's obvious with all the commotion that something has happened.
Madame Hubbard, I am afraid your neighbor, Monsieur Ratchet, was murdered last night.
Oh my God! I knew it! I knew it!
I would like to ask you some questions, but first, may I inspect your room?
Of course, yes, you must.
I don't know to what, but he's a new player. The player that showed his class. Now that obviously at the end in second division, and it's hugely important. Each of all of the goals. He came back from a very, very long injury, and the main thing to difficult times that Girona gave it the chance to slowly pick up his game.
No, not good.
Seeing the rewards now.
I must admit I'm not right this time. I'm right again. That happens to me a lot. Here is a jacket button. It bears the logo of the Orient Express. The luxury of the Orient Express is present in every detail. This door connects to Monsieur Ratchet's compartment. It was latched on this side.
Another golden moustache to treasure.
Madame, please tell me about last night.
The murderer was right here in my compartment. I woke up. All in the dark it was. I was just so scared I couldn't scream. I pressed the call button. I pressed and pressed. I heard footsteps running in the corridor, then a knock on my door. "Come in," I screamed. And I switched on the lights at the same time. And would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
You think he went back into the other compartment?
How do I know where he went? I had my eyes shut tight. The conductor came in. I told the man what had happened, and he didn't seem to believe me. I asked him to search the room, but he found nothing. I told the conductor to look at the door between the compartments, and sure enough, it wasn't bolted. Well, I soon saw to that. I told him to bolt it, then and there.
How is it you didn't bolt the door between the two compartments?
But I had. Well, as a matter of fact, I asked that Swedish lady, Olsen, Greta, if it was bolted, and she said it was.
How was it you could not see for yourself?
I was already in bed, and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was.
What time was it when you asked her to do this for you?
Oh, it must have been around 10:30 or 10:45 p.m. She'd come along to see if I had an aspirin. But instead of opening my door, she opened Mr. Ratchet's door by mistake. He said something quite rude, like, "Not a chance, lady, you're too old." It shocked her. She came in. I told her where to find the aspirin, and she got it out of my toiletry bag. Oh, poor girl, she didn't have a good night.
The same could be said for Monsieur Ratchet. It appears Mademoiselle Olsen may be the last person to see Ratchet alive. Is this your handkerchief?
No, not at all.
Yet it is embroidered with an initial H, like your name.
I don't care. It's not mine, and I would certainly never buy something so impractical as that friendly thing.
Are you a smoker?
No, definitely not. Filthy habit.
I found a jacket button on your table. It looks like it belongs to a train employee. The button bears the logo of the Orient Express.
Well, of course, the conductor came in last night, but he didn't go near that table.
Still, it's a safe bet that it belongs to the conductor. I'll check his jacket later, to be sure. I have not finished inspecting your room. If you don't mind.
Rugby is a fairly popular sport in this part of Spain, but definitely is rugby tackle from England. Dutch national. Subjects there. What a piece now. Just falling down, we have something over your head. Just see there, they're talking with the official campus is clearly not too happy with that challenge on Orient. I don't know if he's maybe complaining about the challenge of Williams that led to Guilty go to Girona. It would be one of the reasons, but the referee so far, he's set quite high in terms of feel like any decision has to be a clear foul. That's why we have high tempo. Yeah, it's been consistent and the game has been red taking, so you must stop it all the time.
Let's see if Mrs. Hubbard was telling the truth about the latch of the connecting door.
As you were saying, and they've obviously made a bunch during the season.
This hook is probably where Mrs. Hubbard hung her toiletry bag. I can see the latch very well from here, even with the toiletry bag attached. I'll have to clear that up with Mrs. Hubbard.
That's a very good statistic. And for the last year outside they play some of the best football in the competition. They couldn't do it consistently enough. But during the entire season they kind of got tired by the end. I think they were missing the end product goals. They are this season. They're actually up there. They're fifth in terms of goals scored, so they don't have this problem anymore. And the same idea.
Mrs. Hubbard, you told me that the door connecting the two compartments was closed, correct?
Yes, it was, as I told you. I was already in bed and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was. That's why I asked Miss Olson to check if it was closed.
Are you sure everything you told me is accurate, Madame Hubbard?
Of course. I have an excellent memory.
Mrs. Hubbard, I tested putting your toiletry bag on the door hook as you told me. From your bed, you can easily see the latch on the door. The toiletry bag does not hide the latch at all.
Are you saying I'm lying? It may have been stuck somehow in a different position, or I may not have seen it in the darkness. Or I didn't think to look, you irritating man.
Details matter, madame. A man has been most savagely murdered. You will excuse me if I attempt to separate the truth from the false.
Forget my toiletry bag and focus on who entered my compartment. Kill Mr. Ratchet.
Madame Hubbard is a force to be reckoned with, but I suspect I'm not done with her. Thank you for your assistance, madame.
So far, it's all about we have seen him all over the pitch now. Does that also emphasise how good of a job as well defensively basically he's imposed in the game against the Leaders again. He's outside of the button. Like to push on and attack, and then are you going to respond? Are you going to have a great build to defend and try to get the pass it's always that. That's a situation where you want to be weak and it has a little advantage to you and the opposition. I think that it is really on one side and
While Monsieur Michel was chatting with Monsieur Fauchet in the bar car between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m., the murderer could have escaped Ratchet's room without being seen. That was easy.
Very well, I choose to go this way.
Space in points as well because the left is weaker fluid still. The cross is a good one.
This is the most likely answer.
And Carlos, now that Athletic Club are 1-0 down, they're trying to get back into this game. Has the mood changed at all in the Athletic Club dugouts?
This direction looks promising.
It looks like Carlos has actually been Gianna each of making the first few changes. I believe it's a triple change getting ready. He wants to change something, especially on Gianna's right hand side. As you see, he located on the forward. We don't know. Let's see if he can focus on
I found a button from an Orient Express staff jacket. Did you lose one by any chance?
No, monsieur. As you can see, I have all my buttons. It is not mine.
But we'll see when play is halted. It's Savio plays a lovely ball across to Victor Agatha. Brings it down nicely with 3 seconds of the game.
According to the information I have, this is a solid choice.
Making a run in the ball set now. Well, there to coast. No one is there to cover. Iñaki Williams, the pass is made in behind now. He gets inside. It's Iñaki Williams! And there's the equaliser. You get right in any better. He's at the other end of the pitch, and it's down his side where the equaliser comes. Iñaki Williams has been quiet tonight. He's very loud now. This is why we love football. This is Girona's mentality. Football and because they want to score the second goal happens. Valencia has to cover, Valencia tiene la culpa. The last one something is really good. And Iñaki, who had a bit sick really tonight, was something special. That first touch to set it up perfectly, and then the finish with that to the man on the right of the corner. Sorry, to equalize the game, but this is why we love this game.
Think, Poirot, that is not a good answer.
He's out of position, something is foul. And there's going to be a back penalty that he turns. You can see it's not that situation.
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth. I do not think that's the right answer. No, not good. I must admit I'm not right this time. Think, Poirot, that is not a good answer. No, not good.
And with Jack Bolton, you've got an attacking fullback up against you've got Williams, so that's interesting as well. And that tells you that each obviously another suffering, let's be honest, defensively, and he's a better defender than Jack Bolton, but he wants to win this game, so he wants to keep attacking. There's no denying that in this game so far, Atletico's best player was Nico Williams. So
I must admit I'm not right this time.
his older brother, Iñaki Williams, who has now managed to score his 6th goal this season. So find out considering he scored 10 last season and 13 is his best in a single
The murderer may have impersonated Ratchet by calling Monsieur Michel to make it seem that Ratchet was still alive at 12:37 a.m.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
No, Carlos couldn't control. That's the situation we had to give first. How poorly we need saying. Always mindful, trying to keep it low as he's a bit lower than yours. But a good chance of a good reaction on the proceeded back there. The handstand fits. Then back again to Vivian. So basically,
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
I have not finished yet, but it is progressing, yes. I still have many questions that must be answered. I will report to you as soon as I can.
Nico Williams. See how he fares against Jan Koto. So far, first battle won by Jan Koto. Yeah. So let's say Jan Koto won it. This last battle that everyone. So Latvia is ready. Carlos is just Bravo Garcia getting ready on top for Athletic Club. He's just about to come on. Yeah, you feel like he's going to come on straight, change for change up front. Yeah, because obviously defensively, Agatha is doing a great job. We've seen that his one time is being he's tired, very good to go, but he's played really well. So let's see that Latvia might come on, come with that. Let's see what really says to them. He's the only Athletic Club player on a yellow card worth pointing out as well. But we also know that
So, Poirot,
I have not...
We will make unnecessary changes when he has to. It is still 1-1. Still a long way to go in this game. But we'll see how long he takes to maybe start thinking that, point to go back to the as positive. We hope to see more in this game. Bits of players in the background, the home fans, they want more as well. But in that case, from the home side, so let's go see it. Played a delicious ball out wide. It was just too far past Samuel. Yes, Samuel trying to think if the Marcus was going to make that challenge. Unbelievable, loves the ball. You always have to listen to him there, Randy. Lucky to have him alongside me and Carlos tonight as we see that change. And even if Athletic Club gets a second go out there, tonight he will go to bed within the thinking, I had the best chance of the game, didn't I? 100%. Probably that chance did take this game as well in terms of, players always think about what they do right.
Monsieur Edward Masterman, I believe. May I ask you some questions?
I can barely talk. I have a terrible toothache.
We have a doctor on board the train. Perhaps...
I do not need a doctor. I use essential oils. If you can find my flask of clove oil in my box, I would be grateful.
Fine, if you insist. I will help you.
He's just ready. He was there before. Basically, the ball at the one. On the back of Aleix. This season, only dropped points in 2 games.
By the smell, I think that the jojoba oil spilled on the other bottles, leaving their labels illegible. I must find another way to find which one is Masterman's toothache remedy. The weighing scale is soaked in jojoba oil. It's unusual. Ah, This old scale will do the job.
Usually it's with them because they used to conceding first, not scoring. Maybe it's mentally changed their setup and it's about getting a
To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest.
They look for him constantly. He's got 3 players around him. They managed to stop him now, but he's being unstoppable. Sorry, Carlos, I believe you were telling me that Pablo Torres is very small, isn't he? But you don't know. Now, Christie just hearing that there, the number of minutes Pablo Torres played, he's not a player who he should have used too much this season. Really 15 minutes plus left in this game. Automatic giant situation for lots of players get nervous because it's not the quality to slow the tempo in areas where anyone disagrees. Obviously, a last ball, there are a lot of things. For me, he's a player of very high level, talented footballer, but he's been unlucky because he just landed in a place where everyone's flying, and when he was trying to find his creativity, he got injured, so I'm sure he had more chances to get into the spot. As Agatha plays a ball to the back, almost finding Samuel on the outside of his move. That would have been a trick-esque cross there, but it's now Atletico on the chance.
This toothache is torture.
On the ball, now gets into the box, plays it across to Agatha, tries to turn. He probably should have laid it off to Janssen Pitts. He just stayed right next to me. Agatha was almost screaming at the screen that Nico Williams was on his own. Yeah, but you can see the respect from Nico because he completely in a very shy way. I was completely
To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest.
Nico or anyone else. What a great chance again.
Now that I know the order, I think that I can easily guess which one is the clove oil. I don't think this is the remedy. I don't think this is the remedy. Here is Monsieur Masterman's remedy. Here is your remedy. I hope it will help.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, I can finally speak without too much pain. I'm ready to answer your questions.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's valet?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Were you told that your employer was murdered?
Yes, sir. A very shocking occurrence.
That was easy. At what hour did you last see Monsieur Ratchet?
It must have been around 9 p.m., sir. That or a little after. I went to bed around 10:30 p.m., same as the person who shares my room, Mr. Foscarelli. He almost immediately began snoring.
What did you do then?
I read, sir, and I spent a while soothing my toothache with clove oil and listening to the snoring.
Did you hear anything during the night?
Yes, my roommate's snoring.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, sir. I have a cigarette now and then to relax.
Tell me about your employer, Monsieur Ratchet.
I've been working for him for 9 months. I should not wish to speak ill of dead, but he was not a gentleman, sir.
Did you know that he had enemies?
Yes, sir. I heard him discussing some threatening letters, sir, with Mr. McQueen.
Did he mention these letters to you?
He had been reading a letter when I came in. He asked me if I was the one who put it in his compartment. I told him that I had done no such thing, and he should report it to the police at the next station.
How did he respond?
He laughed, sir.
You're joking.
I do not joke, sir.
Forgive me, I can see you do not. Was he taking sleeping pills?
Always when traveling by train, sir. He said he couldn't sleep otherwise. Last night he asked me to give him 2. I did so, along with a glass of water. He dissolved them in the water.
Did you see him drink the water?
No, sir. I left right after I gave him the pills.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No. He finds smokers disgusting.
Can you tell me again why you gave sleeping pills to Monsieur Ratchet?
Yes. I gave him the pills because when he takes the train, he has trouble sleeping. The letter must have worried him. He specifically asked me to prepare the sleeping pills. I didn't see him drink the water with the pills in it.
Brilliant, but that's a nice touch. Williams, the ball. This is it from 130 inside. He throws in confidence and strength as he plays the ball across, looking for over here. And trying to go for the strike. Just loses his footing.
I have no way to prove his life. Monsieur, I believe you are not telling me the truth.
What? How can you say that?
He received threatening letters. One, it seems, last night. Did you know he had a gun under his pillow? And even asked for my help to watch over him? I find it strange that he asked you for sleeping pills when he was afraid for his life and prepared to defend himself.
I'm sure I don't know. Maybe to calm his nerves, maybe out of habit.
It makes no sense.
Wait, please. Isn't it possible that Mr. Ratchet asked me to prepare the pills, but didn't plan to drink them for some reason?
It is possible. But I am a student of character, monsieur, and the Monsieur Ratchet you describe is not the man I met.
If you'll excuse me, my toothache is getting worse again.
I'm afraid this time you must prepare your own clove oil. I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
Such dedication from the fans here. And it was fantastic. Dice Granada. Nada, es español. nice. Back at his best. And with Venezuela as well, Carlos. Still appreciate that. He's going around and making his way to the dugout. There he is now.
This direction looks promising.
He's the one in the middle really saw the line of pass to Savio is open. And then he gives the chance to
This is the most likely answer.
He's slightly, he doesn't hit it properly. Because obviously, Slovakia can get a little across, but Sigano was the first one there. And the finish would be fantastic. Looks like tired legs for a challenge to be able to do it. He doesn't whistle. The ball is out late to Savio. Out to the right now, looking at cutting side to his left first. It's still Savio. Savio on the ball. Laying it across the end of the touch with the ball. Savio. Look at their knees. And with the first touch and next touch running. Could be candidate. Is he going to take the shot? Really looking at this as we see running it as the Italia begin to run so running. This touch is beautiful. And then he starts running. He comes in. He can take a shot now. He can take a shot now. Because the awareness will find out the first touch is the greatest. And then he can control. Once as the corner comes in, headed away by Agatha. Unselfish there, Samuel, there, definitely. Yeah, he's unselfish, but he talked about him the first half, making the defensive part. And then, you know, he's a provider. Obviously, we see him scoring already. We know he can score, but it's probably, loves giving assists. And delivery gives this defense. Mitchell has already made now all 5 substitutions.
So, my friend, have you found that killer?
Not yet, but I will tell you what I have learned.
Please.
Our assassin could have gotten on the train at Vinkovsky disguised as a conductor, entered Ratchet's room and killed him. Then he walked out through Madame Hubbard's connecting door, where he lost a button from his jacket. He had to wait for Monsieur Michel to be absent. He waited too long. The train had left the station.
He was trapped aboard.
Indeed. He had opened the window to make it look that he'd escaped that way. However, if he waited until the train stopped again due to snow, his footprints would have been found.
The murderer is still among us, on the train.
There's a problem with the second-class toilets.
What now?
All morning passengers have been complaining that the door is locked, so I went to check. I knocked, but no one answered. I didn't think I should open it without speaking to you first.
You did well, Monsieur Michel. Lead the way.
I used my master key.
But who is she? Is she alive?
She is breathing.
Then if she isn't dead, isn't she our murderer?
That, my friend, is what we must find out.
Very good players you've seen for Athletic Club for 20 years. He's now the second to United. I don't know, I mean, we didn't get games and we don't have information, we don't see the trade every day as
Ticket reads Joanna Locke, traveling in compartment 105. Miss, can you hear me? She's breathing. Her pulse is strong. There is no sign of physical violence. This woman is sleeping very soundly. This woman is sound asleep. Given her location, I would say she has been drugged and deposited here.
Well, at least it's not another murder on my train.
The train is, of course, full.
Monsieur, the list I gave you indicates that Hildegard Schmidt shares her compartment.
I will want to talk to her later. For now, we will concentrate on this mysterious young lady. Let's return her to her more comfortable bed.
Good idea. Pierre, locate this woman's room and fetch the doctor.
Yes, sir.
I will question her when she wakes up.
Please, let me know what you learn.
Mademoiselle Locke's compartment is 105. I suggest we return her to her more comfortable bed.
Yes, hopefully she will awaken soon.
Great turn there. Very tight space. The run. It's an option. Back. So let's just overhead look. Here we go. See Agatha Samuel. Shows. Mouse to keep it clear. Left attack. Slight turn. Obviously this is, so far, a very good season for Girona. They were probably not expecting in the summer to be where they are in the standings, but with that being said, based where they are now, does this point satisfy the most?
Both managers, because they're going to be proud and happy with the performance of their sides, looking for the win. It's the 92nd minute that they keep playing the same, the level of intensity, the quality of the football. It's outstanding. So
A briefcase and a Wagon Lee conductor's jacket. And the button is missing.
Let's see it. We get a late winner from these two sides. Zé Garcia, who's up to Jan Colton. 2 minutes on the
A
sixth.
cup of tea with white residue at the bottom.
Managers telling their side to push on for these 5 minutes.
As usual, rolling and rolling pocket,
There's Garcia with the cross here, hits it. Right there, both managers following the script. We've seen it tonight. Michel.
It's like, it is actually also, the style of those switches of play 40-50 yards fine. The way teammate always it's beautiful to watch and playing with Sada. If you look at real times, he's said it as well. At one time he thought he lost it. So Girona has been a life-changing decision, and then he's too close to the rest.
Went well most recently. He became the first Girona player ever to call as a Spanish national team. Rightfully so, based on how he's played, not just this season, but last season as well. He is on the ball right now. Getting the ball across to Xavier, making it look so simple.
We really need to find the combination.
His second appearance.
Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4? No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords, so I make them easy ones. But of course you know what you're doing. It is booby-trapped, is it?
Hook, silent like a mouse, please.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll be quiet now. You need to concentrate. I will not utter another word. Not one.
Hook, there will be another murder on the Orient Express in a moment.
Liquid was covering his left foot and he decided to go right. And then that match, instead of going towards the opposite body, goes straight out. But again, 95 minutes and he still keeps trying anywhere and any helicopter that
in about a minute or so through La Liga. Give the MVP of the match. We'll do that. So what would it be for you if it was up to you today, based on how both sides have played?
Well, I look for...
She has a gun.
Come, brother. Criminals are often known to carry one.
Ratchet was stabbed, not shot. But then why take it on the train?
To be taken by Jan Koolhof. Just see that Carlos, everyone rushing to take the throw for Girona. They want to make winner.
This badge says that Joanna Locke is an American detective with the Berkshire Police Department in Massachusetts.
An American police officer? Oh,
Her driver's license confirms her identity. She is American.
these are fake IDs. It's certain.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to rank it as an edge as he was. Two more than each other, right?
Just a high arm there for a yeah.
But it's a serious.
Mademoiselle Locke seems very interested in our victim.
Of course. She has studied her target.
Possibly. The stuffed animal is the same as in the photo found at the crime scene.
What a coincidence.
Mademoiselle Locke appears to have been investigating Monsieur Ratchet.
Look, she's waking up.
Thanks to you, I would not be surprised if our murder victim were also waking up.
What?
Oh, my head. What's all the yelling about?
Who are you? Give me a good reason why you should not be in handcuffs.
I can give you a reason, Book. Whose handcuffs will we use? I have none. Do you?
Well,
You are Joanna Locke, mademoiselle?
Yes, Joanna Locke. I'm a detective. Berkshire, Massachusetts Police.
I have found your credentials, mademoiselle.
And I know who you are, Mr. Poirot.
Then, if the introductions are complete, perhaps the explanations may begin.
I'll try. It's simple, really. I'm on the trail of a murderer.
I had just been promoted to detective after 5 years on patrol. It was my first time on a major case. It had been a month since Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped. The Armstrongs were desperate for some sign of hope. I was there only for paperwork, to fill in some blanks. A topographical map, often more important than a road map in these mountains. A topographical map, often more important than a road map in these mountains. The investigation is now part of a pile of investigations, and my captain sent me here just to dot some I's and cross some T's. The crime was audacious. How could the kidnapper know which was the window of Daisy's room? No, they could use a ladder to reach it, and no, they could enter the room without being seen. The misspellings are clearly on purpose, and they didn't return the child when the ransom was paid. How could the child be taken with so many people in the house? I can't imagine the pain her parents felt when they realized Daisy was gone. How are they going to feel when they realize I have no answers for them? Only more questions. That's why I'm here. A damn computer glitch. Or somebody pushed delete instead of save. Whatever happened, we lost the nanny's deposition. So my entire contribution to the investigation is to take it again. The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for 911. Good evening. Colonel Armstrong?
Yes. You're the detective they phoned about.
Joanna Locke.
I don't remember you.
I'm newly assigned to the case.
It's about time more detectives were involved. My wife, Sonia, she hasn't been herself. Every day is a waking nightmare for us. Tell me you've uncovered something new.
I'm here to speak to your daughter's nanny. There was a computer problem. Her earlier statement has been lost.
Oh, I see. We had hoped. Well, do as you wish. I won't be far from you.
Their fairy tale became a nightmare. How are you doing? Are you holding up?
You know, in the military, you're supposed to have the stiffest of upper lips. The Desert War taught me that soon enough. But this, it's difficult. Damned difficult. Harder on my good lady, of course.
Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
Her room is upstairs across the hall from Daisy's. She seldom leaves it.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
Sympathy and support for the Armstrong family during this difficult time. Thoughtful, but never enough. What a dear child. Toy castle. When I was a kid, I had a police station and a tiny squad car with a siren that really worked. Mrs. Armstrong, my name is Joanna Locke. I'm a detective investigating the kidnapping of your daughter. May I talk to you? When is your baby due? Mrs. Armstrong? Sonia?
I don't want to talk. I just want to see my daughter again. That's all that matters.
Poor woman. I can't... Nothing shocks me here. The detective gets it right. Mrs. Armstrong? Let me show you this.
Daisy, my little Daisy. I miss her so much. How good it is to see her face.
I can't imagine the pain you're feeling right now.
She loved her little stuffed animal, Fluffy. She took him everywhere with her. The kidnappers took it as well. They didn't have to. That means they wouldn't hurt her, doesn't it?
Every lead will be followed up. You have my word on that.
Thank you. I shouldn't lose hope. Somehow.
I know it isn't my case, but I just made a promise, and I mean to keep it. Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
She's in her room. Last door on the left.
May I come back? If I have more questions?
Of course. Anything I can do.
The world through the eyes of a child seems so sweet. A toy train. Now here I am on a real one. Hello, are you Suzanne Moreau, Daisy's nanny?
Yes?
I'm Joanna Locke, a detective working on Daisy's case.
Is there any news?
I'm afraid not.
How can I help you?
I'm really sorry. I'm afraid I have to take your statement again concerning the evening of Daisy's disappearance. There was a computer problem. Your statement was accidentally deleted.
Of course. I want to help any way I can.
Tell me about that night in your own words.
The Armstrongs had a party to raise money for a museum, I think. Mrs. Armstrong is on her board. I was in charge of Daisy. I stayed with the little one all evening, playing with her and reading books to her. She couldn't sleep with all the noise and the comings and goings.
When did you notice Daisy was missing?
I was only gone 5 minutes to phone my mother. She's in the hospital. When I returned, Daisy wasn't in her bed. I thought she might have gone to look at the party, but then I saw the ransom note on her pillow. I screamed and screamed. I couldn't stop.
Did you notice anything unusual before that?
I was with Daisy all evening. Finally, she fell asleep. I didn't see anyone else or notice anything in particular.
Do you have any idea who did this?
No! I can't see who could have done such a horrible thing. The Armstrongs are such good people. Like my own family.
Thank you for giving me your statement again. I'll get back to you if I have any questions.
I won't be far.
Okay, I have Suzanne's statement, but her answers need some checking. Lyon, in France. What a lovely looking city. Did you see Miss Moreau during the party?
I remember seeing her at some point, but otherwise no. I was too busy with my guests. Wear the smile, shake the proffered hand.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
Everything looks okay here. This information does not correspond to what Suzanne told me. Suzanne said she left Daisy alone for 5 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she stayed with Daisy for a while and Suzanne did not return. The detective gets it right. Tell me about the night Daisy was taken, especially anything about your daughter and Suzanne Moreau.
Apart from seeing to our guests, I took a moment to check on Suzanne and Daisy in Daisy's room. Suzanne wasn't there, but Daisy was asleep. I sat with her for 10 minutes or so. Suzanne didn't return while I was there, but there's no reason for her to sit there all night when Daisy is asleep. I went back downstairs.
Okay, the stories Sonia and Suzanne tell don't match. I should recheck my file and track Suzanne's movements. Nothing shocks me here. Everything looks okay here. Nothing shocks me here. Everything looks okay here. That is not exactly what Suzanne told me earlier. Suzanne was on the phone more than 5 minutes. Score. 1 for the good guys. If I understand you correctly, you left Daisy when she was not asleep?
The party was very loud. Daisy was too wound up to sleep. I read her a Motley Mule detective story to try and put her to sleep. Daisy finally fell asleep, right before Motley Mule solved his case in the book I was reading her. I had to make a quick phone call, no more than 5 minutes. But when I came back, Daisy was gone.
Are you sure you were only gone for 5 minutes?
5, 6, what does it matter? It was very quick.
You say you were only away 5 or 6 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she was alone there more like 10 minutes. And the phone record shows that you stayed on the call for more than 30 minutes, way longer than you said.
My mother is extremely ill. It's difficult for me. I may have lost track of time. When I came back, Daisy had disappeared. It must have been a coincidence.
You have to be precise, Suzanne. A little girl's life is at stake.
Why are you doing this? I didn't do anything wrong. I would never hurt Daisy.
I need to check Suzanne's story. She's panicking. Why now? What is she afraid of?